Hello. Today we'll be discussing, can you boil water in a meaty pot and then pour it directly into your mug, into your milky mug? Is there a problem? Do we consider the water boiled in a meaty pot meaty, and if you pour it into your milky mug it makes it a problem of mixing milk and meat? Or there's no problem? Second of all, we could even discuss, how about if you're using a power of mug? If you pour it into a power of mug, can I mix milk into that water? So let's discuss. What's the status of water boiled in a meaty pot? Is that water meaty, or is that water parav? So this leads us to the halachas of nut banat, if you have a secondary flavor of meat. When we say milk and meat are forbidden together, that's only when you have an intense flavor of meat. And the Gemara describes, what does the intense flavor of meat mean? The Gemara says that either means I could taste the flavor, I could taste it, but sometimes even when you taste it, it's not strong enough if it's a secondary flavor of meat. Let us explain what that means. If you're boiling water in a meaty pot, the flavor of meat which will come in the water, even if I could taste the meat in the water, it won't be coming directly from a piece of meat. That would be considered a first flavor of meat. The flavor of meat which comes in the water comes via the pot. Let's remember the history. You're taking a meaty pot, so I cook meat in this pot. So there's a flavor of meat in this pot. And that's coming in the water. In the water it's a secondary flavor. How do we regard a secondary flavor of meat? So the Gemara says that a secondary flavor of meat is not so intense. And therefore, according to the Shulchan Aruch, if you're allowed to have that with milk. You're allowed to go and have that with milk. So let's already discuss our halacha. According to, we could already answer the second case. I boiled water in a meaty pot. I'm pouring it out in a power of mud. Can I add milk in? According to Shulchan Aruch, there's no problem. You may add milk in, because the water is not considered meaty. It's only a secondary flavor of meat. However, there's a limitation, even according to Shulchan Aruch. The Shulchan Aruch only allows you to add milk to this water with a secondary meat flavor if you already cook the water in a meaty pot. But he doesn't allow you to intentionally do that. So you can't say, oh, I want a coffee and my kettle's out, let me take my meaty pot and boil up water in my meaty pot, and then I'll pour it in my cup and I'm allowed to add milk according to Shulchan Aruch. No, you can't intentionally do that. If you already boiled water in a meaty pot, the Shulchan Aruch allows you to go ahead and mix it with milk. That's all according to the Shulchan Aruch. However, the Ramah is more stringent. The Ramah takes in consideration certain opinions who learn the Gemara differently, and they hold that if you actually cook water in a meaty pot, the cooking process will extract the meat flavor in the intensity, and therefore you should not mix that water with milk. So back to that case of, if I pour that hot water boiled in a meaty pot in a power of cup, can I add some milk in there? According to Shulchan Aruch, you can. According to the Ramah, you're not supposed to add milk. However, even the Ramah holds if you already added milk, we could rely on the lenient opinions and it'll be fine. So just to summarize the second question, I boiled water in a meaty pot and I poured in a power of mud. Can I add milk? According to Shulchan Aruch, you can. You can't intentionally cook in a meaty pot to do that, but if you already did, you're allowed to add milk. According to the Ramah, you may not add milk. However, if you already added milk, the halach is that you may drink that coffee according to the Ramah. However, all this is talking about when the meaty pot was used for meat within the last 24 hours. So the flavor of meat in the meaty pot is considered a good flavor. However, if 24 hours have passed before I boil the water, so the flavor of meat in the pot we call pogum, we call it spoiled, and it no longer will be able to forbid anything. So therefore, according to Ramah, if I boil water in this meaty pot, which hasn't been used for meat for 24 hours, I'm allowed to add milk into this water. There's a discussion in the poskim, I'm allowed to intentionally do it in this case where it's past 24 hours, and we hold the lenient opinion they're allowed to. So, summarizing the halacha, when you boil water in a meaty pot and I pour it into a power of mud, can I add milk? If 24 hours have passed since you've used it for meat, everyone holds you may pour milk into that water in your power of mud. If 24 hours haven't passed, the Shulchan Aruch holds you may add milk. The Ramah holds it's forbidden, and Ashkenazim will hold it's forbidden to add milk. If you already added milk, even the Ashkenazim will hold it's permitted. Now the next stage. Can I take that water and pour it directly into a milky mug? So theoretically it should be permitted, because if you mix milk in that water, and we said the Ramah will say it's fine, so what's the problem in a milky mug? That's like having mixed it with milk. However, over here the Ramah was stringent, and the reasons why he was stringent are beyond the 5-minute span. So therefore, even though we said you're allowed to, if you boiled water in a meaty pot, and you poured it into a parav mug, and you mix it with milk, the Ramah will hold it's permitted. You may not pour that into a milky mug, assuming obviously that the milky mug has been used for hot milk within the last 24 hours. If the milky mug has not been used for hot milk within the last 24 hours, then you may pour no problem that hot water into your milky mug.